Well, we're 2 weeks away from the start of the Premier League season, and to be honest, Newcastle United just aren't ready for this at the minute. We don't look anywhere near up to scratch. Fitness-wise, tactics-wise, football-wise, whatever you want to say, Newcastle United, we are not ready for this Premier League season. And then all this crap about Steve Bruce's contract comes around. You know, is it a 3-year deal he signed? Has he got an extension option? Or is it just a rolling contract? Come out and tell us the truth. For once. This is the Toon Review. Hi everybody, I'm Paul. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're just talking about basically the experience on Friday night, Steve Bruce's contract, which we'll come on to, and also the lack of transfers yet again, which has been spoken about so many times during the summer. Friday night was brilliant. Really enjoyed myself. Me and Stephen went down in the car, long way down due to horrendous weather. The traffic was down to 30-40 mile an hour on most of the motorways. A 2.5, 3 hour journey took 6 hours 20 minutes, and it was a nightmare. But we got there, we left in plenty of time, obviously, so we got there for the game. Again, Steve Bruce put a decently strong team out. A team which, when you think of your fourth pre-season game, you think, right, fitness levels should be up, and we should be scoring quite a few goals against a League One outfit. You have to give yourself confidence. You have to, as a team, scoring loads of goals in pre-season. For when we come out again in the Premier League, you think, right, we've got an opportunity here. Let's go and get some goals. But we didn't. First 10 minutes, obviously very early in the game, we go down the left-hand side. Joelinton cuts across, plays it across to Isaac Hayden, slightly slices it. It drops to Jacob Murphy, and he volleys it in the back of the net. And very early on now, you're thinking, right, great stuff, really strong team out here. Let's go and get some goals. Let's go and get some confidence in this side and give us, the fans, some confidence that we're going to attack teams. But the first half, man, it just fizzled out completely. There was nothing. Slow build-up again, sideways, backwards, whichever way you want to say. We didn't go for the throat of Burton at all. It was passing around the defenders and into the midfield, then back again. And it was frustrating a lot of the supporters because a lot of them were shouting, attack. Stop this crap sideways passing, which we've been so used to under Steve Bruce. I know possession is a lot in football, but when you're playing a League One side in a pre-season game, just go and give it a go, man. Go and score some goals. Get your individual confidence up. Get the team confidence up. But most of all, get our fans' confidence up, because we've got none at the minute. There's nothing there. It fizzled out. Half-time, we were all frustrated, really. A long way down, shitty weather. And then they come out for the second half really, really brightly. It was great to watch. Within a minute we got a corner, floated across. Joelinton powers in a header into the top corner. And again, you're thinking, right, let's go for this. And for 20 minutes, we did. Jacob Murphy ran riot. I mean, he was brilliant. And the good thing about Jacob Murphy is, that he can cut in on his left foot and, curl a shot in. Or he can stay on his right and whip a cross in. So, for me, it's a big, big season this for Jacob Murphy. And I think he's going to play a big part. Because it's clear now that Steve Bruce is going to play the 5 at the back, or 3 at the back with 2 wing-backs, whichever way you look at it. That's what he wants to go for the opening game against West Ham. So Jacob Murphy is, without doubt, solidified himself as the right wing-back. And hats off to him. Because this kid has worked very, very hard since going out on loan at Sheffield Wednesday. He's come back, got his head down, and got his rewards. Because for me, he was standout the best player on the pitch on Friday night. No doubt about it. He caused Burton all sorts of problems in that early second half. But we didn't manage to increase the lead. We had a few shots here and there. Nothing really substantial to test the goalkeeper. And then obviously the changes were made. And then 10 minutes later, he brought the kids on. So the game kind of fizzled out after that. But it still worries me that, the lack of enterprise we have when we've got the ball. We just don't seem like we want to do anything until, Jacob Murphy got the ball and wanted to run at people. There's nobody else like that. ASM is that kind of player as well. But what I'm saying is the guys that were on the pitch on Friday should have given a bit more attacking-wise. But then again, is the manager holding them back? We're in pre-season. The guys on that pitch will want to impress Steve Bruce to get into the starting lineup for the West Ham game. So obviously they're going to do what he says. And it's clear that he says to these guys, no, we're not attacking. We play the possession game and we hit them on the break. And this is against a League One side, guys. And when we play West Ham, who are having a brilliant pre-season, scoring bags of goals, they are going to be the more confident team going into the opening fixture. And it's going to be a very, very toxic atmosphere. I think we all know that. If West Ham come out at very early doors and get a goal or two, that atmosphere in St James's Park is going to be rotten to the core. Probably worse than what we've seen under McLaren or the end of Pardew's days in charge, things like that. It's going to get really bad very quickly. Because like I say, there was a lot of vocal chants of Brucey out and Ashley out on Friday night, and that is only going to intensify when there's more and more Newcastle United fans in the ground. But it was what it was, a 2-0 win, but it was a thoroughly enjoyable day. Got to meet loads of the YouTubers who had sort of got to meet over lockdown. Lee and Sam from Newcastle Fans TV, Steve Wraith, Adam Pearson, Holly, Pete from Loaded HQ. It was great to see everybody. Really was great to see everybody. And then, obviously, we hear about Steve Bruce and his contract situation. Now, what the hell is going on here? Steve Bruce comes out and says he doesn't know anything about this 3-year extension. Then he's asked if his contract ends at the end of the season, and he says no. Now, for me, when you sign a contract, you know how long you signed that contract for. So just come out and tell us. If it's a rolling contract, then just say, I signed a rolling contract, so it's not going to end at the end of the season. Unless the owner decides enough's enough and he sacks me. God help, God, save us that he does, because we need him gone. But this is again what I mean. He come out a week ago and said he's not going to bullshit the fans. It's exactly what he's doing with the contract talks. If you have an extension in place, Steve, or it's a rolling contract, then tell us. Don't just hide behind a camera and say, I know it's news to me. Because it won't be news to you, because you know exactly what contract you signed. So don't bullshit us anymore. You said you weren't going to, but you come out a week later and do exactly the same thing. It's frustrating and it's annoying as Newcastle fans, because just to be upfront and honest with us would be a bonus, an absolute bonus. And my fear is that if this guy signs an extension or has a longer contract, it's going to deflate the fan base even more. Absolutely deflate us. We've all been joking over the summer saying, one day, we'll wake up and see on Twitter that Steve Bruce has been given an Alan Pardew type contract and he's got another 6 or 7 years or whatever it may be. It'll just kill us as Newcastle fans. But this doing the same thing. We all thought that Brucey's contract would end at the end of the season. It apparently isn't. But he doesn't know how long it's for, which is an amazing thing to me, because this man is just clearly off his nut. I mean, he comes out with his quotation books again with the transfers. We have irons in the fire. How many times have we heard that over the years from various Newcastle United managers under Ashley? Irons in the fire. We can't attract anybody. The Joe Willock situation is pathetic, if you ask me. Somebody has to make a decision very, very shortly to say, right, we can't get Joe Willock back. Let's focus on somebody else. Because we know what's going to happen. It'll come to transfer deadline day. We've thrown all our eggs in one basket with Joe Willock, and he goes somewhere else. He goes to somewhere like Monaco, or he stays at Arsenal. And then the usual crap will come out and say, couldn't get it over the line. And we as Newcastle fans are expecting that to happen. But somebody has got to take that decision to just cut all ties and say, right, we're not going to get him. Arsenal are playing funny buggers, or whatever the situation is. Let's go and target somebody else. But now there's rumours, obviously, of Chowdhury coming in, and for me, that's not an improvement on what we've got. It really isn't. He has the odd good game for Leicester when he does play, but he's not exactly Leicester's first choice in midfield, and this is what I mean about us having to shop in bargain basement stuff. Loans and cheap players and things like that. It's getting beyond a joke. Talk about Phil Jones coming in. Man United are prepared to waive off the last 2 years of his contract just to get him out of the club. Now, what does that say to you? But no, Steve Bruce will be there with his tongue hanging out thinking, Phil Jones, let's go get him. Pathetic, man. It's just, I sometimes can't put into words what I think goes through our manager's mind, or managing director, or whoever it may be. But one person that is getting away with a lot in this summer is Mike Ashley. You know, because of the the takeover saga, right? He's done nothing to protect his asset over the summer. You know, because if we do get relegated next season, he's not going to get 300 million. I don't think PIF will want to buy the club because they want a Premier League team challenging for major honours in the footballing world. They're not going to want to buy a championship team. But the main point is Mike Ashley will not get 300 million quid. And he's screwed if he doesn't. And that means that he's really, really going to struggle to sell the club. So, for me, why isn't he putting, more money into the club to get some players in just to protect his asset? Surely he's a businessman and a successful one at that. Let's be honest, he has been successful, made millions. Protect your asset. Make sure that there is no chance of us getting relegated. Because under this clown, under this absolute dog shit football, right, there is no doubt about it that we will be fighting relegation. And we're going to be around teams like Norwich, like Brentford, like Watford, other teams who are going to be struggling. But those teams at least are showing a bit of ambition in the summer. Those teams are all making signings, trying to improve their side. We're doing nothing like that. Absolutely nothing. We're sitting back. We have no transfers in. The only Premier League club not to bring anybody in. And we are just left as fans in fucking limbo again. And this season is probably one of the worst I've ever known for confidence going into a season with a fan base. You know, normally in the summer, and I remember growing up as a Newcastle fan, in the summer you always look forward to us making at least 2 or 3 signings. And you would go to the first game of the season excited to see those new signings. Whatever league we were in, it didn't matter. It was just, you had that, you know, excitement of a new season starting, that you were going to see these new players performing for your club. And this season, my God, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's like a dry riverbed. It really is. Nothing. And we are going to struggle. And I think the quicker we admit to that, the better. You know, I think a lot of Newcastle fans have already, you know, accepted that. And I think a lot more need to start accepting that, because some of the comments I see on Twitter, you know, backing Steve Bruce and saying, oh, you're too negative. Jesus Christ, man. What is there to be positive about? You know, ASM, a mystery illness, a very long injury sheet already before ball has even been kicked in any anger. There's nothing there. The only good thing at the minute is our away strip, which is fantastic. But that's how far we've fallen, when the best thing about our summer at the moment and what we've got to look forward to is our away shirt. Come on. Let's get real, guys. This is going to be a real struggle. A real struggle. And I think, you know, a lot will come to fruition on Saturday when we play Norwich in a friendly at St James's Park. We're playing the Premier League opposition this time. And if we play like we've played in our friendlies, we'll get mullered. So things have got to change, and change very quickly for me. And if they don't, hey-ho. It's going to be a long season, I think, anyway, guys. But that's just my opinion. But let me know in the comments below what you think. You know, are you anywhere near optimistic now after beating Burton? Because, well, if you are, then hats off to you, to be honest. But I'm just not. I'm looking forward to getting back to the ground. I'm looking forward to seeing Premier League football again. Don't get me wrong. But I want to see us at least trying to do something this season. At least try and make something of our season instead of just falling away again. Because I don't think the fans are going to take it. But let me know in the comments below. We'll have a conversation. Shows coming up on the Toon Review YouTube channel. Tomorrow night, obviously, we've got the Four Horsemen with me, John, Peter and Barry is back. So looking forward to having Barry back on the show. And then on Tuesday night, 7:30, a regular now, every Tuesday night at 7:30, is the Newcastle United Fan Forum. Brilliant show last week. Loads of viewers, which was brilliant. Loads of people on the show. I bring as many as I can on at once, and we all have a conversation. It's good crack, it's good laugh, so get tuned into that as well. And then obviously some more recorded videos, hopefully coming up with any Newcastle United news, if we get any in the coming days or weeks. Excuse me. But thank you very much for watching the show. It's been an absolute pleasure again doing this video, talking about Friday night, which was a blast. If you have enjoyed the video, do smash the like button. It does help me build the channel. If you are new and you've enjoyed what you've seen, or you've watched a few shows now and haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing. Lots of football coming up over the new season as well. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy your week. Hopefully we'll get some good news coming out of the club this week about signings, and then a good performance against Norwich. But until then, take care, guys.
Be strong.
Bye.